So people have been asking me about my thoughts on this whole Angry Joe versus fans debacle, so I guess I better address it since, you guys demanded it. Doesn't that irritate you how these YouTube drama chasers always start their videos off with that crap? Like, oh, you know me, I'm not a big fan of drama, but this is important to the YouTube community, so I feel obligated to talk about it. And then their next 5 videos are about the same shit. Like, fuck you. You're out there chasing those YouTube drama clicks. Just admit it. I'll admit it. I want some of that Angry Joe money. Screw this couple thousand views per video garbage. Let's see some 6 and 7 digit view counts, boys. I don't even watch Angry Joe videos. I don't give a shit. Hashtag no shame. But in seriousness, I recently learned about this situation with Angry Joe, and I found it legitimately interesting. Unlike most of these YouTuber news stories that are just a load of nothing, people crying about nothing. So for some background, I guess Angry Joe has been taking a bit of a YouTube break, and feel free to correct any of this in the comments because I really don't follow his channel. And he hasn't necessarily totally separated himself from YouTube, but he's not doing his angry game reviews, which are his bread and butter. Like, I'm a Cinemassacre fan, so if you're a fan of that, it's like when James decides to take a break from doing angry video game nerd videos. Huh. Angry Joe, angry video game nerd, a lot of angry folks out there, man. Damn, maybe you should take a chill pill. So in response, a lot of his fans have not been pleased with this decision, in turn, kind of taking to trolling the comments of his non-angry review videos. So much so that I guess he temporarily disabled the comment section on his videos. At least that's what he said in the video I watched. And speaking of which, this must be pretty popular, gaining a lot of traction, because since I'm mostly a Nintendo guy, the only Angry Joe videos that usually pop up in my feed is when he cries about Nintendo doing copyright claims on his videos, which I don't really know because, like I said, I don't really watch a lot of his videos, what issue he's running into that, but, edit that raw footage down, dude. I mean, none of my videos are claimed, and I'm certainly not whitelisted. I'm not frickin' Game Grumps over here. But mostly what I found interesting about this and wanted to discuss is this subject of disabling the comments section. To me, on my channel, I don't think it would be fair, or even fun, for me at least, because I'll admit, I'm kind of a dick sometimes, just a little bit. I mock stuff I see in the comments section, etc., so I find it only fair that I let people fire back. And also it gives me more ammo for stuff to make fun of. It works out. But a lot of these YouTubers, particularly the big ones, seem to mostly look to appease their audiences, and I get that. They make a living off this stuff, so they really want to ensure a positive relationship between themselves and the people that frequent their channel. But the YouTube comment section is notoriously toxic. You're never going to please everyone. I mean, maybe when I had videos that did like barely any views, I probably have some stuff that got no dislikes, but since I've actually had people watching my videos, which hasn't been long, I don't think I've produced a single video that doesn't have at least one dislike and, one negative comment. I mean, there's always going to be somebody that's upset. I mean, I just did that Splatoon 2 video that a lot of you guys weren't very keen on. But again, I stand behind it, and that's why I kind of have this weapons-free sort of protocol when it comes to monitoring my YouTube section. I just kind of let people go off, and as long as they're not like spamming links or I don't know, maybe racial epithets or something, I usually let it fly. And while I sure have received my fair share of mean comments, I can't imagine being in the same situation as someone like Joe, who on this single video that was posted 3 days ago has over 35,000 comments, and in there, I'm sure there's plenty of hate. And I should be sure to make it clear that, the problem here, it's not just boo-hoo, oh, Angry Joe, or boo-hoo, the YouTuber, getting made fun of in their comments section or harassed. It's also, and probably more importantly, you have these people in the comment section harassing other people in the comment section. Like I said, it's these people that want this specific sort of content, and they just go into everything else and cause disruption until they get what they want. So you're going to get this environment where, people in the comments aren't going to want to come back because you have these trolls strictly out there to harass them. And he's been on that level for quite a few years now. I mean, Even as someone who says that my comment section doesn't bother me, I can't even speculate on how I'd react if I was on that level. I can't even imagine it, really. And stack on top of that, this is these people's livelihoods. Many of these channels support multiple people. I think Joe's channel has a couple people that rely on it, so I'm sure it's really a tough decision to do something like turn off the comments, because it might, hurt the engagement on a video, and certainly taking time off is going to hurt analytics. Also, again, with so many comments, it's not like you're going to go through and police them, deleting individual ones that you deem inappropriate. With that much activity, it would be like a full-time job. Speaking of which, there you'll get some of the comment trolls with their whole, well, then you should just get a real job. See, this is where I come full circle. Started off calling out the YouTube drama commentators, now I get to call out the idiots in the comment section. Around and around we go. Instead of going off about how much work it is to not just do YouTube, but to be successful at it, granted, I'm far from any sort of YouTube success, I'll just use the age-old adage, if it was easy, everyone would do it. Sure, overnight successes spring up through some sick luck, but they're few and far between. And when people don't put in the work, they fall off. I mean, I've seen tons of channels where it's like they're on top of the world, and then, years, even sometimes months later, they fall off because, they fell into the success. Maybe they had a couple of videos hit at the right time, they went viral, they built up a bunch of subscribers over a short period. But if you don't put in the work, you don't keep putting out more content, people are going to lose interest. There's a lot of channels out there for people to follow, and if you're not putting up stuff people want to watch, they're going to go elsewhere. And even though I'm not a big Angry Joe fan, even I can acknowledge, he's been around for a long time. He built this up for, I don't even know how long he's been on YouTube. Got to be like 8 or 9 years. So, he's put in the work. As someone much, much, much further down the totem pole of the YouTube world, I realize that it's got to be hard. Yeah, managing the comment section, especially when YouTube overall is such just a negative platform. I feel like that's kind of an issue with the internet age. Humans, I feel like, weren't built, they weren't designed to handle all this like influx of information and stuff. I think that's why, you got all these spikes in depression and stuff like that with young kids and all that. They're on the Facebook and the Twitter all the time, and they're bombarded with all this negativity. And it's like, only the person in that situation is going to see all the factors, and only they can make the decision. And with that, this video is a wrap. Let me know all your thoughts on this whole Angry Joe versus fans debacle in the comments. I know you don't want to, but you feel obligated, right? More so, what do you think about disabling comments in general? Do you think it's justified if it seems like things are just getting too out of hand? As always, I'm Zaccari, and thanks for watching.